Look at those pie chart.
Holy cow, look at that pie chart. It's not on screen yet. It's actually in the future. It's not a history thing, it's a future thing. Welcome to the history episode, everybody. I don't know any history, so I'm as lost as all of you. Great, good.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, you should have seen the discussion we were having about the cause of World War I earlier.
Yeah.
He was very involved. Don't let his lies
He
fool
had
you.
so many opinions.
He had all of the opinions.
I can't believe he brought Ghana into it. Like, that's just such an out of the blue.
Wild.
That's
No,
right.
clearly it was
Truly a
Portugal's
big
fault all
history
along.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Welcome to Game of Favorites. If this is your first time here, welcome. So good to have you. The basic idea of this show is we've prepared prompts, and the contestants are going to come up with answers, and we'll see who's the best answer. Who's got the best answer, see? So you just vote on what the best answer is.
Yep.
And
the winner gets paid, right, Pitoni?
Yes. You provide the prize money, and then you give it to yourself.
It's almost like the South Sea bubble.
Is it? Sure. History reference. Ding.
And economics.
All right.
Don't
great.
forget the economics.
So
That's what really brings it home.
I'm afraid of talking about economics on stream. That can go on a rabbit hole. It often does. So, great. Yeah, this all makes sense, right? It's going to be an educational episode unless you plug your ears and refuse to listen to anything, which is my game plan for the night. So join me. It's going to be great. Yeah?
Nope.
No.
You're not allowed to plug your ears.
It's not working.
We're gonna learn you
Angie.
good.
It's not working. All right, our first prompt of the night
You learn so good.
is some sort of history reference, I'm sure, right? You wake up to a river of syrup? This is the thing that happened in history?
This is the Boston molasses flood of
it's a reference to the Boston
1917?
molasses flood. There was a huge vat. I think it was actually the 1800s. There was a huge vat of molasses in Boston that burst due to poor construction and a very hot day, and it flooded the streets. It's not as funny as it sounds. It was actually pretty horrible.
Yeah, a lot of people
Jens is correct. People died,
drowned
and it was a
molasses.
horrible way to
That
go.
sounds terrible.
Now, it's been over 100 years. It's a little funny.
Is that
I mean,
At this point, they went wherever they were going. You know,
Yeah,
it's funny
sure.
now.
Okay, great. All right.
I mean,
so...
any engineering disaster.
That's right. That's why Ben is an engineer, because he's a clown.
We don't talk about those.
All right, great, excellent. You wake up to a river of syrup. There are 4 answers here, and there's a timer in the bottom right that we've been neglecting. So hurry up and get your favorite answer voted for. You see those hashtags? Just type in a hashtag. Let me read off these answers. I was born for this. Hashtag morning waffles. Response number 2 is call father pizza. He'll know what to do. Hashtag Canadian. Response number 3 is note to self. That is what the rings on the cask are for. Hashtag oops. Wait, what? Note to self.
Well, it's why the flood happened.
Oh.
It's very specific.
And response 4. My maple syrup heist is ruined. Hashtag sticky situation. Whatever your favorite answer is, go ahead and type the hashtag in the chat. And if you vote for the third one, that means you're a history buff too. Just like that. Congratulations.
That's more an engineering thing. What I said earlier about we don't talk about engineering failures, we do talk about them. Yeah, it's kind of the whole job.
This sounds like
engineers.
Sounds like a very melancholic approach to engineering, which I think a lot of
I mean-
engineers are melancholic, aren't they?
Engineers hate quality
know.
assurance, and then this happens.
I'm the phlegmy. I think I'm the phlegmy, sad variety of that personality type thing.
Yeah,
Let's just
phlegmy
say
sad. That's
when
what I
you
am,
watch-
phlegmatic melancholic. All right, great.
When you watch videos,
Yeah, go ahead,
go ahead.
please.
When you watch videos of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge enough, it kind of gets a little funny.
It does. I laugh every time I see that until you see the people running off of it. Then it gets scary.
Then
That part is
no,
bad.
yep. Mhm.
All right, great. Bob, I was born for this. Morning waffles, nobody voted for. My apologies. Bob's very first answer in Game of Favorites is a skunk. What can you do? Callfather Pizza from Connor got 16 votes, winning the round.
Kansas
Well
said
done,
she voted
Connor.
for it.
What? Oh.
She
Yeah,
must have typoed
people
it.
tried
It's
to
fine.
vote for it, but they mixed up. They spelled normal waffles instead of
Oh.
waffles.
Yeah,
Waffles
I
versus
spelled it
waffles.
wrong. That's my fault.
You had to
Spelling
use
matters,
the
chat.
clever spelling of waffles.
We're gonna blame the cold
Waffles.
medicine.
It's the French spelling.
Yeah, you spelled it right, but spelling it right was wrong. So apologies. I should have pointed that out. Next time we'll learn. Callfather Pizza from Connor got you 16
Just for
votes.
waffles.
Evan with note to self, what the rings on the cake are. Cake, goodness, I'm scatterbrained today. Anyway, whatever that answer is, Evan, you got 6 votes, and Ben, my maple syrup heist is ruined, got you 9. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Can Peter read the stream? I know, I'm kind of intimidated because there's going to be a lot of history references, and I'm like,
For another
Anticipate
history
that.
reference, there's actually a maple syrup heist, the Great Maple Syrup Heist in Canada, back in 2011 and 2012. Nearly 1.8 million Canadian dollars worth of maple syrup got siphoned off because they have
Wow.
maple. They have regulations in Canada where if they overproduce maple syrup for a year, they have to store it, and that way on a low yield year they can sell it off and keep the price stable.
yeah.
Basically OPEC, but for maple syrup.
Imagine stealing the inferior product when New York maple syrup is right there. I mean, even New Hampshire.
wow,
But
that's a
Canadian?
strong take.
I mean,
Let's see how
Yeah,
it pans
marketing
out
is
for
better.
you. All right. You find a river of whiskey engulfed in flames. Wait, is whiskey spelled? There's supposed to be an E in there, isn't there?
There
Speaking
should
of-
be.
It can be spelled either way. The Scottish whiskey is spelled without an E. The
Ooh.
Irish whiskey is spelled with it. So you can actually know the origin of a whiskey distilling tradition based on how they spell it. Japanese
Wow.
whiskey is spelled without the E because they learned from the Scots. American whiskey is spelled with it because we learned from the Irish.
All right. So you find a river of Scottish whiskey engulfed in flames. Response number 1: grab my guitar and play Irish, not Scottish, folk songs. Hashtag tip, please. Response number 2 is no. It should have been me. Wow. Hashtag it should have been me. Response number 3 is bottoms up. Hashtag slurp. And response number 4 is put out a tip jar and start making cocktails. Hashtag bartender. That is 4 U's, by the way. Thank you, Matt Pack. Great. Excellent. Huh. Sweet. See, it's an educational show. We're learning a lot today. Did this
Sorry,
happen
Peter,
too?
but you did misspell. This happened in Dublin, actually. There was I don't think it was whiskey. It was a bunch of barrels of beer burst because of a fire, and it flooded the streets of Dublin with flaming alcohol. But there were no fatalities from the fire or the drowning in the alcohol. Instead, there were 13 fatalities from alcohol poisoning because people just started drinking it from the streets.
so for it to light on fire, it does have to have a certain amount of alcohol in it. So I'd probably say that was whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, I don't drink alcohol, so I'll take your word
I
for
can't
it.
light. I could not light beer on fire.
Connor?
Yeah, you
What's
can't
up?
light beer on fire. It's mostly water.
Oh,
We can't hear you, Connor.
yeah.
Oh, no.
Wow.
No.
Wow. I know this is a historical
Can
based
you hear me
film,
now?
but oh yeah, that
Hey.
works.
It's not a silent film.
Yeah, it's not a
There we
silent
go.
film.
Doesn't work.
We can hear you now. Connor's about to start World War III right now over his microphone.
No, but okay, this has been an issue.
All right,
an
so the
ongoing
origins
issue
of
on
World
Clock
War
Tower
III.
with the academic advisor I spoke to this week. Now today, I don't know what the problem is.
Technology sucks, man. I think that's
Yeah,
the long and short of it.
don't talk to me. I'm not an
I
engineer.
know. We're here to have fun. I was trying to make things better by using an actual microphone.
Yeah.
I have a suspicion it's coming through my headphones, which I don't like. But
Yeah,
well,
yeah, no, that's okay. I think you sound fine. We'll get through it just fine. All right, Connor, grabbing your guitar. On a different note, you win the round with 12 votes.
We're
Well
two
done.
for two.
The throws,
Woo!
That throws me off. I'm used to seeing Connor in green all the time. So seeing Connor in
Yeah.
blue is going to take getting used to. All right, good. Bob with no, it should have been me. Got you 2 votes. That's improved.
On the board, baby.
Ben with bottoms up got you 9 votes. And Evan also got 9 votes for a tip jar and cocktails. Let's go ahead and see a scoreboard. Everyone's been getting points for these votes. Now we've got Bob is at 2. Evan is at 15,
Should be
Ben
higher.
is at 18, and Connor is at 28. All right,
It
this
wouldn't
makes
be that
sense.
much higher.
Do you see the rhythm? We've got a
Should be an
gameplay
extra,
loop,
like 4 or 5.
professional games here. Good,
Yep.
excellent. Huh?
Just wait until my mic cutouts next, because that happened last time.
Boy, we've got prompt number 3: things Jesus never said. Very nice, very very nice.
No interesting history tidbit here. Although I have been getting into Jimmy Akin's Mysterious World, and there's some fun non-gospels that were written about Jesus
Oh,
out
yeah.
there.
Oh man, you get to the gospel according to Judas. That's some real fun stuff.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he told me to betray him. Anyways,
Jesus is historical. You're right, Yenza. But I'm saying there's no fun historical tidbits I have for chat this time.
Right.
This time.
Jesus cursed a fig tree. It's written in the Bible. It's kind of cool.
That is true.
that is true.
Yeah.
This is true. Although
he
my
said-
favorite curse in the Bible is "Go away, Baldy," and then she bears come out of the woods and maul the children.
All right, we'll just jump right into that. Tune in after the show, and we'll talk about what that means. You know, just like be nice. Hashtag he said follow me. Okay, I misread that. It's supposed to be like, just like be nice. All right, okay, you understand now.
Be nice, bruh.
bruh. He was Californian.
Bruh, just be nice.
Response
Surfer
for
dude, Jesus.
2. Bless your heart. Hashtag it's a Southern thing. It is such a helpful phrase. I love it. I definitely use that phrase now. Response number 3. Go forth and baptize with whiskey and fire. Hashtag water of life. Our response number 4 is fear me. Hashtag be afraid. Be Tony. Bless your heart. Thank you, Matt Packy XE. That's so kind of you.
So, fun bit about
Quite
the
kind.
origin of
Very
the word
kind.
whiskey.
Yes.
The origin of the word whiskey, I may mispronounce this, but it is Wishkebea, which is Scots Gaelish for water of life.
Oh,
Ooh. So Dune is actually about Scottish people all along.
Yeah, gold
I have to
bang
make an
and
obligatory
egg.
I would
Dune
believe
reference.
Did you watch the movie with the big piper?
I mean, that was the inspiration for House Arrakis. So, like, this is a Scottish house.
These guys are
Or
Scots.
you mean House Atreides?
Atreides.
Yeah,
Yes.
they do.
Well,
They do
Arrakis
use
is-
bagpipes as
the
a
planet.
sonic identity for them in the film score. So
Sonic
apparently that's
identity.
the
I like
only,
that term. We're
like-
going to use that for every national anthem. This is America's Sonic identity.
Oh, a fun fact about America's national anthem: it was originally written and sung. It was written as a poem, but it
Mhm.
began being sung to a drinking song.
oh,
So it's not quite a drinking song. It was the house song for an English gentleman's club, which is very different from what Americans call a gentleman's club. It's more like an elk or a Lions club or something like that. So they would sing it while they were drinking, but it was like their.
Yeah, it wasn't
tune.
like a Irish
like a
pub drinking
refined.
song.
It wasn't like
drinking
that
song.
whiskey,
Refined
whiskey,
drinking
Nancy,
song.
whiskey,
Yes.
whiskey, whiskey,
This is
Nancy.
why-
Oh.
All right,
This is why I think
we've
the
got results.
national anthem
Bob,
I
was
am
played
so
slow.
glad you gave that little tidbit about the water of life. I think it helped me tremendously.
I think
Good
people
job,
were
Bob.
like, "Oh,
Because that
that
is
must
exactly
be
the angle I
Bob's
was going
response."
for.
Let's get him
Oh,
some
I'm
votes.
already losing this. That's
Oh man.
We're just here
I'm
for
way
the fun
behind.
history and the arguments.
We've got Bob, just like be nice. Good, well done. Got you 6 votes from California. Bless your heart from Evan. Well done. Got you 8 votes from the South. Connor, baptizing with whiskey, got you 21 votes. Apparently, we got a lot of Scots.
go.
And Ben, hear me, scared away all but 2 votes. Well done. Let's see what this does in the score.
I was going for like a fear of the Lord thing, right?
I do want to say he spelled whiskey the Irish way, so you kind of all played yourselves.
Wow.
Spelled it the Irish- Oh,
We've got Bob sitting at 8, Ben is at 20, Evan has taken second with 23, and Connor in the lead commandingly with 49. Well done. Something silly that you would go to war for. This is a brand new prompt, never been seen before. 1932, exactly. Thank you, TC's TV.
That was not quite well
So
done.
there's no hockey tonight. So I put on oversimplified's Emu Wars.
Perfect.
Fun fact, Australia is one of 2 countries that went to war against birds and lost. Both of them lost.
What?
I'll get to it later.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there eventually. Has to
Just
go a little
teasing,
bit.
chat.
Spoilers.
Peter was not prepared.
There's no
It's
preparing.
very
You
different
can't put
than
4
class
history nerds in
growing
a
up.
room.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. Whose idea was this? All right,
Yours.
good. Something silly that you would go to war for. Response for 1 is an Australian killed by a Serb in Bosnia. Hashtag because of Russia. You don't see the connection. I do. It's so obvious. Response number 2.
An Austrian, not an Australian, an Austrian.
Did I say Australian?
Yes.
Yeah, in Australia would be much more wild in that scenario.
That would be really interesting.
Yeah, that does make more sense. Now I actually do understand the response. Response number 2. The right to wear swords publicly. Hashtag it's called fashion. Response number
I know
3.
whose that is.
D. Probably. Hashtag actually opium. Drugs. Good. Excellent. Response number 4. GIF is pronounced GIF, not GIF. Hashtag hard G. Hey, response number 4. Are you open to an alliance? I think you're correct. That's
Hold
an
on,
excellent
hold
vote.
on. That's what caused this whole mess in the first place. Too many alliances. Be careful handing that word around, okay?
There was a lot of World War I chat before we started. I just feel like you guys should know that.
Everyone was just, chatting up a storm, and every once in a while they would say, "Hey, Peter, are you ready for tonight's show?" So anyways.
And we were each, it was funny, we were each arguing a different aspect of the alliances caused the war. Just like World War I.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Oh,
All right. Oh, in hindsight, should hard G, is it hashtag hard G or is it hashtag hard G?
hard.
That's a good question.
Right. All right. Good. All right. We've got results. Ben with an Australian that was actually Austrian got you 3 votes. Well done. The right to wear swords publicly from Bob wins the round. Well done, Bob. Oh, and he's got a
Bob.
sword.
I knew that was Bob's as soon as I saw it.
Nice.
The man
Good
loves
job,
the
Bob.
swords.
I'm not secret about who I am. I am who I am.
Connor with the drugs. Well done. Got you 2 votes. And
Smart.
Honor with the drugs.
Connor,
Story
which
of
is
my life.
especially funny considering your past work.
we all have our history, don't we? Evan with gift 9 votes. Well done all around. We've got Bob is now at 22, coming back a little
Creeping
bit
up on
here.
Pete.
Ben is at 23, Evan 32, and Connor still in the lead with 51. On to round 5.
The funny thing is, the 2 responses that actually had to do with the cause of a war were the lowest responses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, play to
We're
the
here to
audience. No
learn
one likes
things.
history
An
except
Austrian
us.
killed by a Serb in Bosnia because of Russia
World
is
War
actually
One.
what caused World War One. And opium is the cause of the Chinese
The
British
Opium
colonies.
Wars.
Yep.
The Opium Wars, yes.
I mean, you don't know. Maybe we have wars over GIF and GIF in the future.
It's true. It could
I
happen.
mean, sign me up.
Which side are you going to be on, Bob?
It's graphic integrated format. Good.
Yes. Good. Good.
I'm with him.
Yeah. GIF just sounds weird. It makes me think of peanut
I'm gonna.
butter. That's my whole
I've
argument.
heard both ways.
I
Great.
heard it both ways, the right
Oh,
way and
right
then
on
your
one.
way.
Yours, I've heard it
One
both
second.
ways. Yes.
Well, while Peter is working on replugging his cables in, what is Sun Tzu's least famous quote from The Art of War?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Response number 1. Sure, kissing is nice, but have you tried #winning wars? Response number 2.
The original red pill.
I like that this is a PG adjustment to the joke. Response number 2 is put 4 history nerds in a room. #it'll be fun. Response number 3. In war, there are no winners. #pacifist. And response number 4 is check this out. Crossbow 360 no scope hunting down. #snipe. Get clipped on.
Although technically, I guess you could say in a war, we truly are passing fists.
You know what,
I
Ben?
don't
You're
think that
fired.
means what you think it means.
You're fired from the game.
bad.
Anybody in
I'm
chat?
sticking around.
Anybody in chat after that who has a drink? Here, cheers. You need it. Good.
Cheers. I'm drinking water.
Yeah, I'm drinking to getting past that joke. Great.
Toddy.
Why do you keep having me on, Peter?
Thank you
It's
to
always-
Connor
yeah,
for
it's always a
Toddy's
pleasure.
suggestion. It's been getting me through the day.
Did you see? I think yeah, on our clock tower videos, I know that your riddles have various reactions, but there's somebody who comes to the comment section often and very much likes your riddles. So I don't know what to say. You do have at least one fan out there, which is good. It's good.
I kind of like the riddles, but if I acted like I liked them, then it wouldn't be as funny. I'll admit it.
No, part of the fun of the riddles for me is that everyone doesn't like them or acts like they don't.
If they start liking
Most
my
of the
riddles,
fun
they have
for
to
me
make
is
them
making
worse.
fun of you for the riddles.
Oh no, I love his riddles. No, chat. If you want to experience Ben's riddles,
Chat.
if you want to experience Ben's riddles, come by for Catholic Game Night, which will be here on Twitch tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. I don't remember what time. It'll be a good
That's
time.
slight lie.
Oh, you
might
won't
not
be here. this
experience
week.
my riddles. Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
normally
Or
that's when
possibly
they
next
are.
week.
If
Bob,
I'm there, I'll try to make up a terrible riddle.
sure, it is nice, but have you tried winning wars? Well done, got you 11 votes and ties for first
was
this
good.
round.
That was good.
Ben with put
Yeah,
4
yeah.
history nerds in a room, it'll be fun, got you 7. Evan with in war there are no winners, passing fists, got you 2. Connor with check this out, crossbow 360 no scope, also got you 11 votes, also winning you the round. Well done. Let's see what this does to
I
the
can't believe you
scoreboard.
fit that into the character limit. I'm gonna be honest.
That honestly wasn't the one I was having an issue with the character limit on.
Is that exactly 60? Because I was close with mine.
I think it's shorter than the Water of Life one, but I don't.
It's impressive all the same. We've
I don't
got Ben is at 30. Bob has taken third with 33. Evan is at 34. And Connor in the lead with 62. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have learned many things about what we might expect these 4 gentlemen to say, but who are they? What's their backstory? What keeps them up at night? These questions and more will be answered right now as they introduce themselves in the team's moment where they introduce themselves in a random order, if the code works. Yeah, it worked. Hey, Bob, welcome.
Oh, hey. Oh, first, hi. I'm Bob. I like history. I've liked it since always. I like studying history. I like weird facts about history. I like wearing hats that only people wear it in Bavaria or at, Oktoberfest celebrations. I like swords. Yeah. Let's go.
Great. I don't know what to say, but that was
I got
good.
nothing.
Yep,
I got
that was
nothing.
beautiful. Great. All right, Evan. It's you.
Well, hello. I'm Evan. I'm the only person with a historical reference in my username. That is the Fox part. Have you ever heard of Guy Fawkes? He tried blowing up Parliament for Catholicism or something like that because he was against the British. But historical reference. Also, the first part is beer, and beer has caused many fun things in history. You know that. So, vote for me is a vote for beer.
That's excellent. Wow. I didn't know where your name came from. Thank you. Sweet. Up next, we have Ben.
Hey, I'm gonna slander all of my political opponents right now. So, Evan Beerfox, he supports a literal revolutionary arsonist. Bob is very much against, or not Napoleon, Bismarck. He believes Bavaria should be its own state.
You're
Catch
goddamn
that
right.
drift. And Connor is 5 chapters behind me in the read along we're doing right now. So I think we all know who the real history fan is these days.
Well, thank you so much. Connor, take it away.
Hi, I am Connor. I am TC in the chat. Florida man in our hearts. And this is my alligator mascot. Vote for me.
That's great.
I don't have anything else. I like history.
I
As you
keep
can
getting
tell.
distracted. Did it say pig war on the screen in the back?
Yes, the pig wars.
The pig war is
Um,
so
in-
cool. It's such a stupid war, and I think only like 2 people died, but it was.
Apparently, we just took over.
That's a nice plug. Pig wars.
All right,
Taking
excellent.
over Oregon.
Well, chat. You know so much more about these contestants than I think you ever wanted to know. That should give you all the information you need to choose who is your favorite, or who remains not your unfavorite. That's another way you could phrase it. Good, sweet. So just type their name in. This is also a good time to let you know that if you want to text in an extra vote, you can do so with the phone number down at the bottom right there, 833-523-2837. Or if you don't have a Twitch account, you can vote that way. Cool, sweet. You can also vote on YouTube, and you get plenty of votes that way. Beautiful.
Speaking of alligators and Florida men, there's another food heist where a man drove through a fast drive-through and threw an alligator through the pay window and then drove off instead of paying for his food. He got charged with assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah, there was a guy that threw an alligator through.
But what
Wendy's.
about the?
Yes. His excuse was that he was pranking somebody that he knew worked at that Wendy's. It's one of
There's
our
a guy
favorite
who tried to
Wendy's.
rob a
Wendy's
bank
ever.
with a snapping turtle too.
Won't people think
But
about the alligators and snapping turtles?
He
Yeah.
tried to get the turtle to bite the receptionist, but it wouldn't.
Oh boy.
There's also
All
a
right.
video circulating around recently of a Jacksonville man, which is my hometown, wrestling an alligator off a very busy road.
Did it go
Yes.
well for him?
Oh, it went very well for him. I guess he's a
good.
trained professional.
What do you do for a
So you
living?
saw an alligator on the
I
street
wrestled
and just-
alligators.
Don't they just do that in like gym class down in Florida?
They teach us to run in zigzags, but they don't teach us
That's-
gator wrestling. No.
Also, running in zigzags is literally the worst thing you can do. Like, it makes it so that the alligator can catch you faster.
Well,
But the gator
alligators
has
can't turn.
burst
That's the
speed.
thing,
Yeah, they get too much momentum and they just kind of skid away.
because they got
Also,
those
most
long
gators
bodies, so they can't
will
like.
not actually attack you, but that's, you know.
Anyways, cool. All right. Who are you rooting
Must
for?
have
We've
really
got Connor
just-
has 7 folks. Evan has 10. Ben has 4, and Bob has 4 as well. Congratulations, Evan. You win this round. Very well done. The
Wow.
fan favorite. Exit. That's going to change the
Definitely not
scoreboard.
my best showing.
Ben has 34, Bob has 37.3, Evan has 45 even, and Connor has 69.55. That's right, there are decimals now. Because of math reasons, when you vote for the person that you're rooting for, your vote counts for more. Good. I explained that succinctly that time. Huh. Oh, we'll leave it there. Sweet. How would you change the tide in the Great Emu War? That's right. History is a serious subject, as you can tell.
Australia declared war on emus.
Listen, when
And
Australia
lost.
is involved, it's not a serious subject.
Sir, I
Arr,
will have
nar.
this stand for this Anzac slander. They fought bravely at the Battle of Gallipoli.
They did great. Well, they lost very badly at Gallipoli, but the
Well,
charge
that was
of the
because
light
of
horse,
Winston
the
Churchill.
Arguably
charge
the
of
best
the light
Sir.
horse,
soldiers in the Pacific
one of the
Front.
later cavalry charges. That's all Anzac.
And-
I give him that.
And Anzac was the only only nation really holding off the Japanese expansion into the Pacific after the initial initiation of the Sino-Japanese
for
War.
sure. I was
Like,
just watching a
come
movie
on,
about
man.
that. Father Goose, great movie. Anyways,
All right, good. How would you change the tide of the Great Emu War? Response number 1 is send the birds jetpacks and parachutes. Hashtag flightful. Oh, you're siding with the emus. Okay, good. Response number 2, don't start a word with birds. Hashtag emus win. That's 2 responses for emus right there. Response number 3, send in 30 to 50 feral hogs. Hashtag invasive species.
That'll work.
It's World War III, Animal Kingdom. Response number 4, use a computer virus. Hashtag
I mean,
birds are drones. Fair point. That's insightful.
we all know birds aren't real here.
I agree.
So, to be clear, none of us are on the side of the Australians.
Yeah.
No,
it's not.
It's not so much that we're not on the side of the Australians. It's that we recognize the pure might and strength and dedication of the great Emu Empire.
Response number 4, I think, would help the Australians. I think response number 4 is for the Australians. Right there.
It would help the Australians
they have
break
tried these
free
things.
from government spies.
They
Exactly.
tried introducing other species in multiple instances of like island nations that have like rat infestations. They'd bring in cats. It never went well. It never goes well.
No, the Australians also almost lost to rabbits because they were an invasive species.
Yes.
Yep.
Father Evan says,
Guys,
I, for one, welcome our emu overlords.
one thing to remember about Australia, everything there is trying to kill you. Even rabbits. Even the things that aren't trying to kill you.
No,
They're trying
not the
to kill you.
koalas. The koalas
Nope. The
are too
koalas are also
stupid.
trying to kill you. They're so cute that they're so dumb that they rely on humans to keep them alive.
They
Pretty much,
steal
yeah.
your social security. That's what they do.
You have to be aware of koalas falling out of
A
trees.
bunch of koala hackers.
Also, well, I mean, if we're talking about animals that need humans to survive,
Pandas.
Oh, man. That's right,
Oh,
folks. We're
poor
making the
pandas.
switch to niche biology game of favorites.
Not ready.
That's the great thing about history. It touches on everything, even like math and biology.
It's true.
Pandas deserve to die. But not the Python library. I love the Python library. Connor with Send the Birds Jetpacks. Well done. Got you 2 votes. Ben, Don't Start a War with Birds. Also got you 2 votes. Evan, 30 to 50 feral hogs got you 30 to 50 to 19 votes. Well done. And Bob with Use a Computer Virus got you 6. Well done. Evan wins you the round.
30 to 50 feral hogs was so good.
That was
It was
such
a
a good
good one.
reference. I saw it and I'm like, oh, there is no chance.
Yeah, there's no chance.
So the funny thing about that is apparently in Australia, feral hogs can attack emus.
Really?
Feral hogs attack
Better
people
than
everywhere.
bullets?
Yeah,
That's incredible.
feral hogs attack everything. Like,
Yeah,
there's
they're-
Wall Street is called Wall Street because there was a wall built to keep feral hogs out of New York. That's
They're
why it's called
horrible
Wall Street.
creatures. they're awful.
Their tusks
Actually, so-
are pretty gnarly.
All right.
Random history fact about hunting. They used to hunt boars in Europe. What they would do is they'd actually create these big net funnels because boars are really smart. If you set traps, they almost always figure it out. So they'd set up these big net tunnels like a mile wide. And at the end of the tunnel, at the mouth, there would just be a bunch of guys with boar spears braced. And then they'd send men out on horses to herd as many boars as they can into the funnels. And then they just spear them as they charged them. And boar spears had a very large haft on them because the boar would run up the spear and gore the guy on the other side otherwise.
Oh my.
Nasty, horrible creatures.
That's nice. So the scoreboard.
So the scoreboard.
We got Ben at 36.1, Bob at 43.4, Evan 64.3, and Connor in the lead with 71.55. Good. Excellent. How will you send Australia your condolences after losing the Emu War? All right. This is a follow-up from the last
Australia.
prompt. Good. All right. Excellent. This episode is a lot.
We are driving Peter to drink, guys.
It's good.
So there
Be
is.
careful though, Peter. You might end up like the Austrians.
I
Australians.
was giving Anzac a little bit of crap, but there is a really cool tradition in the Australian light horse. So they wear the slouch caps. If you've seen any Australian uniform, they have the hats with the side folded up, and the Australian light horse have a emu feather in it, and they there's a tradition that they have to chase down an emu and pluck one of its tail feathers in order to put that in their hat.
Oh,
It's pretty good.
I like it.
Just kind of a cool tidbit.
Yeah,
It's fun.
I'm getting a lot of tidbits. I'm getting tired.
You'll remember about an eighth of them. It's fine.
Oh, that's optimistic.
You'll be great at trivia.
How will you set Australia your condolences after losing the emu war? Response 1 is book signings with Robert Irwin. # Croc Hunter. Response number 2. You think emus were tough? How about 30 to 50 feral hogs? They're coming back. #
That's
hogs.
not a condolences. That's
Can
just
that be two
kicking
people?
a man while he's
I don't
down.
know.
I don't know. Response number 3. At least you didn't lose a war against sparrow to locusts. At least you didn't lose a war against sparrows to locusts. You lost to locusts? I'm confused. # locusts is the answer. You can vote for that every 7 years. Response number 4. With a year's supply of chicken seasoning. # haha losers.
Wouldn't you send that to them if they won?
I don't know. I guess.
No, that'd have to be emu seasoning because they didn't win against the emus. They can only eat chicken now.
I mean, going by haha losers, I feel like you're making fun of them for losing.
I mean, all of these are making fun of them for losing. Let's be honest here.
Oh boy. Oh, Homs, losers does only has 1 O. There you go. You make sure you get it with 1 O. It's a taunt. They have nothing to season. Yeah, they have to eat seasoning straight out of the bottle. Oh boy, what a time. Good. Excellent. All right, chat. How you doing? There you go, Hobbs. Well done. This is results now. We've got Connor with the book signings with Robert Irwin. Got you 1 vote. You think emu? I think it was Robert Irwin. Response number 2 was Evans. You think emus were tough? How about 30 to 50 feral hogs? They're coming back and got you 15 votes. Who wrote the last hogs? Who did the hogs last time? Was it?
That was Evan too.
That was Evan.
That was me too.
Sweet. Yeah. All right. At least
going back to the same well twice.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Chat is arbitrary on that. Ben, with at least you didn't lose a war against sparrows to locusts. I still don't understand what that means, but it's a riddle. Got you 3 votes.
Not a riddle.
It's not a riddle.
I'll explain it in a second.
Sounds like a riddle
It
to
will
me.
be a 45-minute lecture.
We're gonna have Game of Favorites extended edition. It'll be 5 hours long.
And then we'll have Map on to talk about the Last Wish afterwards.
And Bob with the year's supply of chicken seasoning got you 7. Let's see what this does at the scoreboard. We've got Ben that's 39.1. Bob is at 50.5. Connor is at 72.55. And Evan has taken the lead with 79.65. Look at that.
Good job, Evan. So my response, it's about the other war that a country fought against birds. So we all are clowning on Australia for losing against emus. China went to war with sparrows during Mao's Great Leap Forward. He did succeed in exterminating most of the sparrow population, but the knock-on effect of that was there were a lot more locusts, which ended up eating the crops and causing the Chinese famine of the 1940s and 50s.
Makes sense. Unintended consequences.
Yeah.
Don't go to war against nature.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nature?
That's the real lesson we have here for you guys.
The exception is polar bears. Don't like them.
Nope. If you're gonna fight any type of bear, do not fight a polar bear. They will kill you.
Yeah.
Grizzlies will too.
Yeah, I thought we were all in,
I have a sword.
all in
Did
agreement
you see?
that panda bears were next.
Right.
Panda
You
bears are just
can
gonna
fight
die.
panda bears.
That's not
do
even a
not
war.
fight polar bears.
Yeah,
Panda
we
bears
can
you don't
fight the
have to
pandas.
fight. You can just walk
Just
away.
let them die.
Yeah. All right. Definitely go to war with polar bears. Oh, Mapack's starting something.
Map, even with
Let's
a
go,
50
Map.
cal, you'll be lucky.
Let's go, Matt.
You'll be lucky to
We can
come out
take
of that
it. We can
alive.
do it. I believe in us.
You just need really strong magnets to get the polar bear.
That was a good one.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
As an
Dang.
engineer, I can confirm this. Most of our electromagnets are actually powered by polar bear teeth.
Oh, that's why we keep them around.
I
They're
thought-
Oh,
resource.
boy. All right. What were the apostles talking about in the upper room before the Holy Spirit came? Response number 1 is, are hot dog sandwiches Hashtag hugological debate.
Hoagiological, I think, is how
Hoagie.
that's supposed
Oh,
to be
like a
pronounced.
hoagie. Yeah. Oh, like
It's
a bun.
making me laugh. That's good. I like it.
I like the hashtag. I hate the response. Response number 2. Who reads the tube first? Hashtag still competing. Take that one personally. Wow. Rude. Response number 3. Who would win in a fight? David or Samson? Hashtag bros never change. And response number 3 is James couldn't start the lighter and I have half a bottle. Hashtag bottle. And there you have it. Good. All right. Good. Yeah, whatever your favorite answer is. I'm running out of things to say, so I'm going to say this. Did you know Ben is getting published?
Oh, hey, yeah. Not a full book on my own. Thanks, Evan. But I entered a short story competition, and I'm getting published. The ebook should be coming out fairly soon. It'll be under the title There Be Dragons, published through Legend Fiction. And then if you want to buy a physical copy, it should be available through Amazon and Barnes & Noble under the same title, There Be Dragons. My story is titled Mercy, and it's about weird psychic dragons. That's all I'll say.
It's pretty good. I read it. It's good. I like
awesome.
it.
It's
Thanks,
awesome. Yeah, great, sweet. Yeah. I did it.
You did it, Peter.
I wrote down sticky notes of things to work into the show, and that was one of them.
You checked 2 of them off.
That's true. I did talk about Catholic
game.
game night. Come to Catholic game night where you can hang out with friends. That's 2. Look at that. 2 for 3. We've got, I mean, not in the wastebasket. Actually, the wastebasket has a lid, and so both of those shots just bounced off. Got rejected twice there. Excellent. All right. What were the puzzles talking about? Ben with the hot dogs and the sandwiches got you 11 votes. And all of those you don't deserve. Just want you to know that.
I deserve.
I don't know. I'm mad that I didn't think of Hoagiological.
Hoagiological is. I'll grant you that.
That really sells the whole thing. The rest of it, I don't care about.
Well done, 11 votes. Evan also got 11 votes for who reached the tomb first. However, 11.15 points because of the rooting thing, voting for the person you're rooting for, all of that. Well done, Evan. What's the round by technicality?
Yes.
Bob with who would win in a fight.
David
David
or
or Samson got you 5, and Connor 2 votes for James couldn't start the lighter, and I have half a bottle. Excellent.
I was trying to go back to the whole whiskey and fire thing, but I didn't have enough characters to really make it make sense, and that's what I was struggling with in the 5 minutes we had before the show started. And I just just let it go.
Not to scare you, but my lights flickered for a second. Mine too. We've been having power issues. I just bought a battery to protect us in the future. But if something suddenly stops the stream, it might be those electrical engineers, Ben.
Can't trust them. You can trust a mechie. You can trust a civil engineer.
Yep.
So here's the thing, though. Like in a lot of electrical
engineers.
engineering, like. So this gets to a math history thing, all right? Brace yourselves. So in Renaissance Italy, each noble family would have a mathematician, or each university would have a mathematician on staff. But the way you would get that position wouldn't be through studying and getting hired. Instead, you would have math battles against each other.
I missed the past.
Is this like the Excel competitions of today?
Sort of, yeah. So like the mathematicians would like discover these things and they'd keep them hidden in a desk in a drawer for their entire life because it meant they had job security. Because if you could solve more of your opponent's questions than they could solve of yours, you get your job. So one of the main things that they were trying to solve around this time was the cubic, which is like a cubed plus b cubed, like a general solution to that. Right. The trick is to use imaginary numbers, but they didn't know about them then, which imaginary numbers eventually laid the foundation for a lot of electrical theory, and it's why it's so woo-woo weird to solve electrical problems. Done.
It's just magic.
Weird. That's the technical term.
Weird.
We've got Ben is at 50.1, Bob is at 55.6, Connor 74.55, and Evan is building up a lead with 90.9. On to...
Guys, I need you to have my back. I can't lose to Ben. I don't care about the other two. Do not let him catch me.
But you could. But you could let the math history win.
I will fall on my sword in front of you.
Oh no. We don't
Whoa.
want that.
That's another deep cut.
Yeah,
Falling on your
please
sword.
turn your camera off for that. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, but audio stays.
You know, I think we could get away with that.
We were talking about the historian flame wars we were going to get into, which weren't going to need demonetized by Tony. It was just going to be us arguing about various minutiae about history. But that would.
Erky says math history. Do you mean mythery? She got you.
That's a good one, Nerky.
You got caught assassinating the kings. What? Just one king. Whoops. What's your excuse? Response one is the watery tart threw the sword too hard. Hashtag catch. This sounds like a history reference. I don't get it. All the history buffs are laughing. Response number two.
Nope.
Oh no. Never mind.
Yeah, we weren't.
That's a
We are
pop
now.
culture reference.
I don't know. Whatever. It's a words on a page. Response number two. Oh, I was trying to blow up parliaments. Hashtag remember. Response number three. These guys remember. Response number three. He was a puppy cooker. Puppy kicker.
You might have been a puppy cooker too.
If you kick them, you might as well cook them, you know?
Now, puppy kicking, like, it's bad. I don't know if I'd kill someone for it, but puppy cooking, now that I will kill anyone for either because they're just animals. I'm sorry.
He
guys.
was a puppy kicker, and even kings hashtag are subject to God. And response number four is I was removing the knife from His Highness's back. Hashtag unstabby.
I know what I should have responded for this one. I should have said something about, oh, Henry VIII, a fine specimen indeed when he's dead. But only, like, oversimplified fans would get it.
Yeah, that's a real specific one.
Yep.
That's a specific niche of a specific YouTube channel of a specific history.
Yeah, that's pretty niche.
Yeah.
I mean, niche have
This is niche history, guys.
It's true. But it's going to be hard for niche to beat hashtag unstabby. That's just a strong hashtag. I don't know. I'm still laughing at it. Oh, this would have been a perfect question for Faith Lou. Oh, true.
It would.
Oh, true. Whoa! What a pie chart there. The watery
Wow.
tart.
Yeah, that wasn't good for me.
Did
that was
not
rough.
get
I
any
was
votes.
so
Oh
proud
no,
of that
guys,
one.
come on. I had one
Every
job
time I'm
for
like,
you.
this one's really good. No vote.
Never
don't
fails,
get it.
Connor.
I thought it
Never
was
fails.
I
fantastic.
had one job.
I have no idea what it means. I got confused. I checked all of my memories and nothing came to mind.
Monty Python, get on the ball.
Oh, it's a Monty Python reference. Yep, nope, didn't get it. Oh, I butchered it. Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Okay, Connor got no votes because of me. Evan, I was trying to blow up Parliament. Got you 12 votes. Oh, I've got hiccups now.
Man,
And a
we have
gnat.
a lot of people supporting immoral revolutions around here.
Bob, he was a puppy kicker. And even kings are subject to God. Get you no votes. And Ben, I was removing the knife from His Highness's back. Hashtag unstabby. Unvoted you.
Yeah,
23
I was just trying
votes.
to help him out.
Yeah.
I mean, I do want to say removing something from somebody that
I
was
know, it makes
Yeah,
it
killing
worse.
them
it's
is
not
That's
good.
generally a
part
bad
of the point.
idea.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
assassinating the king in this instance. So
We've got Bob. It's at 55.6. Ben has taken third with 73.15. Connor is at 74.55. And Evan in the lead with triple digits, 102.95. All right. Excellent. Hot seat time. All right, guys. We're at 2/3 of the show. Yeah, that's right. I also did that. I saw... I'm sorry, I'm on a tangent now. I saw a compilation of like two people that ran a YouTube channel together and they would like make jokes and talk and whatever. And it was a compilation of every time that they would do this in unison without realizing it. Just like...
the real history we're here for. the male tendency to go like this at the same time.
Well,
Well, let me tell you about the Battle of New Orleans.
Battle of Chippewa was the first time a British force lost to an equal-sized force. General Winfield Scott.
Oh,
All right,
sorry to interrupt this program, but everyone, quick, if you haven't used your +1 yet, use it on Arky.
Oh, that's right. We were all going to make Urki our +1 tonight. For science.
I forgot.
For science. You ready?
Yep.
If I can spell it. All right, that'll keep Mr. Balloons busy for a while. Why is it bouncing? Do you see that? It's bouncing.
Yeah. It's so excited.
Why is it bouncing?
It's like a heartbeat.
It might be bouncing because of the not the tree and the train. This is the train.
Choo choo.
Oh, the train.
This is
The train code is working right now.
The train.
The train.
+1 in the.
Oh no, the train's gonna
train
crash
on
into
the
the
train.
Let's go! Oh, that's okay. It's okay. It just goes behind.
Oh, no, no, it's good.
Great.
Oh, the humanity!
Guys, this is the trolley problem.
Oh, the
Put real
humanity!
We should have diverted it so it ran over us.
Where's General Sherman? He could destroy the tracks.
What was the worst thing General
And
Sherman
everything
did on
else
his
to the
march to the
coast.
sea? He stopped. That's a joke.
Okay.
Ooh, we are getting spicy now.
Amazing. Anyways, so that's the train. Then the train is because next Friday, not this Friday, we're going to be starting a Catholic Raid Train where a whole bunch of different Catholic streamers have teamed up to stream one after the other and continuously stream all the way into Tuesday and maybe longer. We'll see. There's still more people that might sign up. So it's very exciting and it's going to be a hoot and a holler. Great. Sweet. Hot seat. Back to the show. What's going on? The show. Hot seat means that for the next 4 minutes, we're going to grill these contestants with questions. If you've been here in the past, you know that this is a subscriber exclusive. However, tonight it is not a subscriber exclusive because I'm trying something different.
Because of features.
Yeah. It wasn't working properly. So we got rid of the subscriber thing, and everyone is going to be able to grill these 4 contestants with questions for a minute each, and we'll see who does the best and vote on that. That makes sense,
I was
right?
trying to cover for you there, man.
Oh gosh, my ears are not prepared.
Calling it a feature.
They're features. Beautiful feature. Yeah, great.
Yep.
Excellent. Connor, what's your favorite history? That was a question I saw in chat
My
once.
favorite history, I guess, Persian history is fascinating. I think.
All right.
What
What
is
is the best Game of Favorite sound effect?
error?
It's a good one. What's your best family history fact?
Oh, I don't. My uncle Greg was in the Philadelphia police force, and he's got a pretty cool picture that I could share later.
That's fun. That's fun. What's your alligator's name?
This is Alan.
何お前はもう死んでいる。
What really happened during World War II?
What really happened? I mean, look, I'm a big fan of Band of Brothers, so if you want to know what really happened, that's based on real memoirs.
I didn't know that, really. Oh,
Yes.
okay. Will you sell Yenza your alligator? Oh, shoot, out of
No,
time.
alligator not for sale.
It's a personal question. Welcome, Bob. Hello. Do you know the origins of Nani? And if you don't, you should make them up right now.
The origins of Nani actually goes far back to feudal Japan. One of the shoguns shouted it. No one really knows why. We think that he had syphilis.
It's always syphilis. Why is P-Tony ignoring Urki?
Largely because he's just a cruel, mean man who mistreats her and many of his friends when they're in the chat. But he's really great off screen.
How many swords do you have?
I personally own 3, but I'm also taking care of my brothers because he just doesn't want it. So 4?
Will you steal TC's alligator for my wife?
No.
Stealing is a challenge in this case. I'm really more of like a paladin fighter type, so I'd have to just mug him.
That was really good. Thank you. All right. I mean, I'm impartial. When the British were over America, What was their best policy?
What was their best policy? I don't really agree with much that the British did or the Americans did. I have actually serious doubts about the morality of the American Revolution. So that's the answer.
Well, that's some tea in the harbor right there. Goodness. Why won't Jens's boat float?
Why won't Jens's boat float? Because your floating boat has to wear a coat in the moat.
Coats my goat.
You goat.
How did the North really beat the South?
Well, you see, there's more landmass in the northern hemisphere, so the southern hemisphere has less population. If you're talking about the American Civil War, it was just industrial might.
Why does the goat float?
Why does the goat float? I don't know. It died.
Oh, that took a turn. Oh boy. I don't know this name, but when will Yusto Takayama be canonized? Do you know that name?
Yes, I think, but I do not know. That's probably dependent on the Pope and the Vatican.
Fair enough. When you're president, what you do?
Tax more. Tell everybody it sucks. Pay off debt.
Perfect. How tall was Napoleon?
Average height.
Okay.
For the time.
If Engineer, why history?
Because without history, we wouldn't be able to have progress.
Perfect. How do you get your mohawk to stay up?
Pomade and lots of hairspray.
Oh, I thought it was like a string. Okay. Does your mohawk have superpowers?
No, but if it does, I'll tell you.
Okay, fair enough. All right, excellent. Yeah, it worked. Okay, I was wondering. It just froze for a second there. All right, who did best in the hot seat is our question of the moment, and you can vote immediately for Evan, for Bob, for Ben, or for Connor.
I
Well
would
done.
like to retract every mean thing I said about Connor. This man advocated for watching Band of Brothers. He is my brother in the band, but not that band, or that one that you're thinking of.
How do you know what I'm thinking?
Band of
of?
Brothers actually
Very
has
word.
some notable historical inaccuracies, notably related to the character of several officers.
Well,
Well,
all right. Bob and I are fighting after this parking lot outside.
What are you gonna do? I have a sword.
I am not aware of
I'm an engineer, sir.
It's a
I can
fashion piece.
create things.
Give me a lever.
Did you just pull a Batman?
What's an
prep
electric
time on
engineer
me?
gonna do? Tase me?
Did you just pull a Batman prep time on me?
Yep.
If I have enough prep time,
I can win against all of members of the Justice League.
Oh boy.
I also saw Map's question went unanswered. What is the history of mathematics? Euler. That's just it. Euler. That's all you need to know.
who is the oldest mathematician? I know Pythagorean. Pythagoras goes back to Greece. I'm trying to think if there's anyone really
Pythagoras
before him.
was there was Pythagoras. There was
Euclid before
Archimedes.
Pythagoras?
He was
No,
in
Yes,
he was in Syracuse, which was technically
Yeah.
a Greek city-state.
it was a Greek colony. Yeah.
And interesting fact about Archimedes, when Syracuse was being captured by the Romans,
circles.
they started knocking on the door, and the soldiers were sent to get Archimedes to hire him for the Romans, because he was like a great engineer. He like built a whole bunch of siege engines that kept the Romans out of Syracuse for a while, and he also like was able to create a crane that lifted a whole boat. But he wanted to solve a problem that he was working on, so the soldiers got very angry with him and killed him. And then their centurion in turn killed them because he wanted Archimedes alive.
I think one of my favorite Archimedes stories is, I can't remember who it was. It was one of the Greek city-states was trying to invade Syracuse, and the Greeks heard that Archimedes was in the city, and they were just like, "Oh no, 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 no!" And they almost turned around and left.
Yep, Archimedes is awesome, guys.
All right, excellent. We've got 14 votes go to Evan. Bob, you got 5. Ben, you got 6. Connor, you got 10. Congratulations, Evan. You win the hot seat round. Well done. GG. Excellent.
Evan.
Let's see what this does to the scoreboard. This is
Are
the
you guys
last.
voting for Evan or are you voting for his mohawk?
You
Don't get me
guys
wrong,
had
I'd vote for
Mohawk
the Mohawk.
questions, and I didn't, and I feel like that was the difference.
What's the difference? Maybe. We've got Bob is at 60.7, Ben is at 79.2, Connor 84.9, and Evan in the lead with 117.45. Ladies and gentlemen, we are raising, that's the word I'm looking for, raising the stakes. Did you know raising can mean tearing down or building up? In this instant, I mean building up. So we're raising the stakes, building them up. We don't see the scoreboard again until the final reveal. There you have it.
I mean,
Good.
technically, you just tore down the scoreboard.
That's true. I raised the scoreboard and I raised the stakes. Good.
Whatever happens, I need 20 points.
Look,
I'm not listening to Ben.
I got you.
Okay.
I'll try.
Just someone slipped 20 points over to Squire Bob under the table. What should chat do to prolong their life? Did you hear this, chat? Has anybody ever told you you have a life before?
What? Chat has a life.
That was a bit mean. But I thought it was funny.
I've been a part of chat.
Yeah, me too.
That's kind of weird.
Sounds overrated. Yeah, exactly. My dad tells me to get one. All right. What should Chad do to prolong their life? Response 1 is why try to prolong your life here? Hashtag become. Excellent point. Response 2. Practice throwing a baseball. Hashtag grenade. Hello, Cynic. It's good to see you. Response 3. Run every day and drink the water of life. Hashtag baptism and scotch. And response 4 is not fight 30 to 50 feral hogs. Hashtag hogs. They're back.
I hate it. It's gonna win. It's gonna win. I hate it.
We'll see. We'll see. That was such a funny meme for such a long time, though.
So good.
It was so good.
It's such a true meme because it's like everybody who knows about the feral hog problem in the southern United States is like, yeah, a handgun isn't going to do anything for them.
Yeah, that was my
if-
favorite part. Like, to everybody else, it sounded like what an absurd thing to say, but it wasn't. It was a very real thing to say.
Even
My
if they
favorite
do, like, we have a mild problem in New York, but they won't let independent hunters hunt them because if you shoot one, the rest scatter and then they just spread out.
Oh.
So to get 30 to 50 feral hogs, you have to like enclose them in an area and kill them all at once.
I mean, in Texas, you can pay for like getting a ride in like a Huey with a chain gun and just like
God bless
go to
Texas.
town on hogs.
Texas also lets you wear a sword publicly. We love Texas.
We love that.
And California, weirdly enough. We kind of love California for that.
Wow, I wasn't ready for that. Huh, okay. Fair enough. God bless Texas. All right, excellent. Let's see our results in just half a tick. There goes Jens's vote, just barely in on time. Here's results. We've got why try to prolong your life here comes to us from Evan. Well done, got you 10 votes. Connor, the baseball grenade did not work for you this time. It blew up in your hand, unfortunately. No votes.
Can I? Okay. Just
Yes, go
so
ahead.
this is yesterday was the anniversary of D-Day. This was my D-Day fact where American grenades were designed to be the size and shape of a baseball, so that because the thought is every American man should be able to throw a baseball.
Yep.
And there's a great scene in Band of Brothers where Buck Compton just rifles a baseball square into the back of a Nazi on their D-Day episode.
So these days,
he actually played baseball in real life.
These days, every grenade should be designed to be the size of a computer mouse.
No, they can't throw them that far.
You never throw your mouse? Oh, a
Well,
controller, an
Wii remote.
Xbox
A Wii
controller.
remote.
Yeah, there
No,
you go.
Wii remote.
A
Yeah.
Wii remote.
Wiimote. Yes, Wiimote.
Should be designed the size of like one of those old flip phones. Because when you get mad at it, you just chuck it on the wall.
I mean, smartphones are roughly heavy. You want to throw your smartphone.
You can get some aerodynamic spin on that.
Yeah.
The thinking is while the French and the Germans are throwing wine and beer bottles at each other, our American boys will throw baseballs into the fray.
Because the Germans and French grenades were
We're
sticks.
stick grenades.
Yeah,
They were roughly
Potato
the shape of a
mashers.
bottle.
Arguably
sense.
the superior design, but harder to carry. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
My favorite D-Day thing was the battleship Texas, after D-Day occurred and they had pushed inland, couldn't shoot far enough. You guys told me this actually during one of the late nights.
yeah, it flooded
so what
one of its sides to tilt itself so that it could shoot further.
We were talking about this. They had to angle their guns up.
battleships are cool, man. We should still have them.
Hello, Brad. Glad you made it. All right, moving on with results. We've got Connor. No, I read that. Run every day and drink the water of life from Bob. Well done, got you 11 votes and wins the round. Very well done. And Ben with not fight 30 to 50 feral hogs. Ben is cashing in and got 10 votes for it.
1 point at a time, Ben. I'm coming for you.
That was
There's one.
0.05 points at a time, sir.
Wasn't it 1.05?
Oh wait, no, yeah, it was 1.05.
1.05. That's even more.
Things that alcohol has been responsible for. Arguably, this episode. That would be something. I don't know how else we would have agreed to it. All right, good times. And speaking of,
I don't know either, and I love this stuff.
yeah, it's actually been a good time. I like it.
Speaking of D-Day, yesterday was the 80th anniversary, so remember the sacrifices of those men made. But at the end of World War II, there was one battle where American and German forces fought together. Siege of Castle Yter. Look it up.
Oh, interesting.
Against the SS, because they were
Yes.
awful.
Yes.
Interesting.
On
All right,
both accounts.
things that alcohol has been responsible for. Responsible for one is all of the deaths in the whiskey flood and Austrian defeat. Hashtag defeat. Responsible for two, the best of times, the worst of times, and hashtag most literature. Response number three, give Grant more booze. Hashtag Vicksburg. And response number four is our tax system. Hashtag not a joke. There's details behind all of these answers, it seems.
All of these answers are great.
Fun story. Grant actually usually drank tea on the battlefield, but he was not averse to letting people think he was drunk.
It's great.
Unconditional surrender grant.
Just like history, there's layers.
He's such a good general, and he gets a lot of crap for the end of the
I
war,
mean,
which was mostly on
yeah.
subservience, subordinates. That's the word I was looking for.
Well, I usually hear criticism about his presidency, and because
His presidency was awful.
Yeah, he wasn't as great of a statesman as he was a general.
I mean,
which I think like shouldn't count against him as the person, as like a historical figure.
No.
Like he's just a military general. That's his thing.
Yeah,
He was a very good general, and he was
Some
too
people can just
trusting
be
for
military
politics.
men.
I do think though that there is something of statescraft that has to be in a good general. Like Grant is an excellent military general on the battlefield, but I don't think he's I don't think he was necessarily as great of a political general. Like
No.
if it was a more politically complex conflict, he would not have done nearly as well as he did.
But he had Lincoln, who was a good
Who
enough,
was a great politician.
great
yes.
politician, and he taught himself strategy and tactics at the Library of Congress as soon as he became president. And so he was good enough to bridge that gap for him.
Yep.
It's kind of like your quarterback and your
that's
coach.
where the leadership
they gotta
strength
line up.
came in for the Union. Is they had the battlefield command of Grant and the political strength of Lincoln.
not to interject, but Bren says, "Look at these nerds! I love them."
Thank you.
Just as we were
Love you
nerding
too,
out.
Brenna.
Brenna.
that
I
comment?
needed you earlier. Ben's beating me.
Yeah, it's a problem, maybe, or maybe it's good. We've got Bennett's at 2 with all the deaths in the whiskey flood. Bob got 4 with the best times, worst of times, most literature. Give Grant more booze from Connor. Will Dunn got you 9 votes, and Evan wins. The tax system wins. That's new.
How did 16 people vote for the tax system?
16 people voted for taxes.
That's
All right.
such an incredibly
What the
vague
heck is
reference,
this?
too.
16 people want taxes, is what I'm hearing.
I think
What are
that
y'all
you
doing?
struck a chord. Many people have strong feelings about taxes. I think that's what that means.
Also, was it? I thought the comment on Vicksburg. There was actually a town on. No, that was Sherman. Never mind. There was a town on Sherman's march to the sea where the Confederate generals left a bunch of booze lying around, and then some Union soldiers got drunk and started a riot, and then people blame it on Sherman. It's like, those generals just kind of abandoned the town and left it in disarray.
Yeah, but those same people make excuses for Nathaniel Forrest committing a massacre. So, I don't care about their opinion.
Me too.
The IRS has given me Stockholm Syndrome. What can I say?
Dan, disappointed.
Oh, no. That went down the wrong pipe.
Peter-
Just a little bit spittle there. I'm going to need a second.
Little biddle spittle.
While Peter is hacking up his lungs, slogan to counteract the prohibition movement is our next prompt.
Right now, I just want to see if I
Keep
can
going,
keep Peter
Just
laughing
shake
and
your head
maybe
if you
he'll
need me to.
suffocate.
Okay. Response number 1. Water is bad for you. Drink beer instead. Hashtag St. Arnold. Response number 2. The password is swordfish. Hashtag speak easy. Sobriety is response number 3. It's better with hashtag booze. That's not how sobriety works. And response number 4. Make beer. Hashtag defeat Austria.
I'm really stuck on that one. Have we even explained that reference to chat?
No, I don't think it's been explained to chat. So there's a apocryphal story about an Austrian army that was preparing to fight the Ottoman Turks during the Ottoman invasion of the Balkans, and the Austrian army. Austria as a country, it was really made up of a whole bunch of different countries and nationalities and ethnicities, and they had like 15 different languages they spoke. Sometimes the officers couldn't even speak with their men. But this Austrian army, supposedly, some of the cavalry started drinking a little too much booze that was sold to them by some traveling Romani, and they thought a group of infantry that was approaching them was trying to get their hands on a fellow Austrian infantry, so they started fighting, and they fought each other to retreat back to the main force. And at some point, somebody said "Turks, Turks" in their language, which meant something different, but it sounded like to the Austrians that they were saying Turks were coming. So the whole Austrian army ended up fighting itself in a defeat.
Listen, when we get to the War of 1812, that's going to be my turn.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure all of that story was Ottoman propaganda. I think it was an exaggerated instance of a court-martialing of a few rioting soldiers.
But that's most of history, so it's fine. Water is bad for you. Drink beer instead. Well done, Evan. Got you 12 votes and wins the round by the technicality that we talked about before. That's twice. Connor, well done. 12 votes with the password is swordfish. Hashtag speak easy. Sobriety, it's better with booze. Bob got you 7 votes. And Ben with make beer, defeat Austria, got you 3. All right. No scoreboard. Let me check what round it is. This is round 14. Only 2 rounds to go. This is for all the marbles. We're getting there. Good. All right. You won the war because the enemy didn't expect this tactic.
I swear, 3 different people say feral hogs.
I thought about it. How about we have an armistice, guys? Nobody talks about the hogs.
Now I gotta hold on.
I won't talk about the hogs. Not anymore. I brought it into this fight, but I'm gonna be the bigger man and pull it back, just like the United States nuked Japan and then said nobody can use nukes ever again.
Yeah. Whoever
that's
talks
another
about
discussion.
feral hogs, man, that guy
never
would
mind.
be a swine.
Somebody
look at
broke
that!
this
I see what you did
Guys,
there.
looks like Europe's going to war again.
Look at that! We've got
Somebody used feral hogs in
someone
Serbia.
sure did. Response number 1, regimental squares just over the hill. Hashtag Waterloo, baby, with 3 Ys. Response number 2, if we build a giant... Dang damn it. I wasn't prepared.
Now he gets it. Now he gets the Monty Python.
Yeah, I got the Monty Python reference. I mean, this is the most famous Monty Python movie. If we build a giant wooden badger, hashtag badger. Response for 3. Skis and marksmanship. I remember these guys from history class. Oh, I know a reference. Good. Hashtag Finland. And response number 4. Response number 4 is 30 to 50 feral hogs. Hashtag hogs. Going back to the well. Who rewards them? Chat, it's up to you. Is it worth going back to the well here?
Yeah, the Winter War was a mess for Russia because of those skis and rifles.
Yeah.
The Winter
Did
War
not
is
go well.
subject I really want to learn more about. There was a guy who fought in a Simo Haya. He was a sniper.
Yeah.
He actually ended up taking a bullet through his face at one point during the war, or his jaw specifically. And he still went back out to fight. I think he's the sniper with the most confirmed sniper kills, with somewhere
Yes,
around
I think
217, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole thing. What was it wasn't Finland, but it was Switzerland, I think. The German ambassador asked, I think their president, what would you do if Germany invaded you? And they said, shoot twice and go home.
Yeah, Sweden historically has they were like a weird, an early example of a confederacy, but they have mandatory military service for all men 18 to 45, I think, where each man is issued a gun to keep in his home. They're typically not issued ammunition with it, but they are all trained to shoot.
The other cool thing about Sweden currently is they have effectively their entire air force is spread throughout all of Sweden, and they're like just small little huts with like jet fighters in them, and they're right next to a road straight enough and long enough to have an airplane take off. And because they're the ones who build their own airplanes, Saab, all of those airplanes can take off in a short runway and land in a short runway. So like you attack Sweden and you don't know where the forces are coming from.
It's like the most modern version of Dragoons, and that's just so cool.
We learned about 3 different nations' armed forces with this one prompt.
Wow. And also feral hogs. We've got results. Bob with the regimental squares just over the hill got you 2 votes. 22 votes for the giant wooden badger. Wins Ben the round. Well done. Skis and marksmanship. Marksmanship. That's one. That's how I always said it growing up. Well done, Evan. Got you 3 votes. And 30 to 50 feral hogs. Connor, well done. Got you a very respectable 17 votes. Nice.
Can I just say, as we were talking about the armistice,
it was already submitted.
I was changing my answer and asked for time. I asked for time, and nobody said anything, and we just kept going.
We didn't hear
Connor, you didn't respond to our ridiculous ultimatum fast enough. Therefore, we have to wait.
Therefore, you are to blame for World War I.
Yep, that's how the Austrians
are getting cut off.
Serbians.
Connor's gonna have to sign a guilt clause. Oh no. Oh no.
Actually, no. Bob is going to have to sign the guilt clause because he invaded.
It wasn't my fault.
He invaded Connor on faked charges about missing time.
Oh no. All right. If you would like to dox your location, this is your opportunity. You can be as specific as your diocese or state or country. So yeah, good, excellent, good. And most places work. Look at Texas. Wow, Texas is representing. For 7 years, 8 years, 7 years, however old Game of Favorites is, I've been running Game of Favorites wondering, when are we going to get some Texas pride fighting for number 1? It's Texas versus Rhode Island right now.
All of Texas versus Providence.
So Texas has the might of manpower, right? But Rhode Island has Lovecraftian horrors.
We have oil, though.
Cthulhu, oil, Cthulhu.
Cthulhu's
Except Cthulhu's actually like supposedly in the Pacific somewhere. Also, Cthulhu in the actual story, it gets its head split with a boat, and then that's it. Doesn't show up again. So
really, he just gets Little Mermaid, huh?
Yep.
Little Mermaid.
I mean, Lovecraft
Is that Prince Adam? No, that's Prince Eric. Prince Eric.
Lovecraft describes Cthulhu like reforming in the wake of the ship, but then like it's 12 years after the story when it's actually being told, and like nothing happened. So.
Another ship.
We just moved on. He had bigger.
Yeah, if we just set up a ship every 200 years over where Cthulhu is,
like
we're fine.
Terra Dog, no worries. You're just in time for the final round.
Yo, Texas won while we were talking about it.
Hey, they beat Providence.
Good job, Texas. All right, we've got St. Louis, St. Augustine, Portland and Oregon, Philadelphia, New York State, Ireland, Grand Rapids, Florida, Charleston, Canada, Atlanta, Iowa, Charlotte, 3 in Providence, and 4 in Texas. Good job, Texas. I need to start. I used to make maps of where people were voting from. I wonder if I would be able to make that again. Geographical data is difficult to work with. Anyways, good. Yeah, Dan Martineau, you gotta go find some of your friends. Real quick. Where's Nick? Nickster.
No,
Wickster.
there aren't any more people in Providence. Those are the only 3.
That's it. That's most of the state.
That's
There's like
the
another guy
entire
out in the
state's
boonies
population.
who raises
There's like
cows.
one other guy.
That's it.
There's one other guy out in that fishing town.
I don't even know if he counts. He's usually on the boat. He's in international waters.
He's usually either on the boat or in Boston Harbor.
Oh, Boston. I like
Sorry,
Boston.
Dan.
All right, our final prompt for the evening: words that people in 100 years will use to describe our generation. This is going to determine who wins Game of Favorites, who is the true history buff, and who is an imposter in all their answers, of who is a fake historian. You will want to be a fake.
And our history episode, how is this the one that's going to just define our episode here?
Jens is in charge.
I mean,
We're talking about the future.
I don't know.
And
Armistice
generation
Breaker.
wars.
How is it?
Don't we use history to help us know more about how we should proceed into the future? How
True.
fitting
In 100 years?
that we should apply everything we've learned about history to plan for 100 years. Oh no. Response number 1. At least they endured. Hashtag perpetual economic suffering. Is this an acronym? ALTEPE. No, I don't think it is.
Good luck spelling that.
Altepes.
If you're voting for that, start now.
Response number 2 is memes and existential dread. Hashtag millennials with 1 N this time. Response number 3. They fought a war because Connor betrayed them. Oh no. Hashtag guilt clause. And response number 4. 10001011100100100101110. Hashtag. Pretty sure that's AI. It could be Al. Technically, it could
I think
be
it's
Al.
AI in ASCII code.
It's just Al.
It's just
It's Al.
You can call me Al.
Ba, 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 ba.
Oh yeah, Father Evans, right? It's nonsense. There's 21 characters, but it should be base 8. So get it out of here,
Get it
fake
outta
computer
here.
fan.
Wow.
You should have added, whoever voted should have added 3 more decimal or 3 more numbers, zeros and ones.
Come on. Even I know this.
Nixter, who we just mentioned.
That would make it 4 bits, so it's a byte or something like that. No, 4
It would be
4
2
bits
bytes.
is, yeah.
Ah,
I think it would be 2 bytes. 4 nibbles.
Give P. Tony all your bits.
Connor
That's
is
right.
misspelled. That
Speaking
should
of
be
bits.
1 N.
Connor is misspelled. I wasn't going to say anything, but Connor is misspelled.
I'm here for you, friend.
Connor is-
I
I got your
appreciate
back
you.
in the World
I
War III.
appreciate you.
Yeah,
You're
so-
welcome.
So response
Get
number
ready
3
for
is
the
probably
betrayal.
not Connor's. We've got Bob. At least they endured. Well done. Got you
GG.
3 votes. Evan, memes and existential dread millennials got you 26 votes and wins the round. Well done. Very well
And
done.
ugly the game.
Ben, your feud with Connor amounts to nothing. No votes for you. And finally, Connor with 1001, etc., etc. AI got you 11 votes. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I have a strong suspicion about who won, but you never know.
It was
Oh,
me.
who could it be?
It was probably Ben. Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I don't think I caught that either. That disappoints me.
My ears are not ready for this.
I also would like to point out, I said I had Connor's back just as I stuck the knife in his back, as a true diplomacy player does.
All right, hold on. So chat really likes sound effects. If you're new, look, this is how we show our love. This is how
You're getting drowned out, man.
this is how we let P-Tony question his decisions in life and his ability to manage chat. It's a very special time. Everyone has an existential crisis every once in a while. I have it scheduled on Fridays.
But
We've got Bob is at 87.9, Ben is 116.2, Connor 134.3, and Evan with 185.6. Good job, Evan! Wait, no, Evan, you won! Good job, brother! I forgot how to do my own show.
Good job, Evan. You won, brother.
Good job, brother. You won, Evan.
Brother, one job, Evan. Good. You?
Something like that.
Words, what do they mean?
Well done. What a debut. Thank you everyone for being here. Welcome to Game of Favorites Classic Headquarters Wrangler. I hope you had a good episode, whoever you are. Yenza, my wife, has made it to 1,000 votes. She is my favorite with a U.
That's a U factorial, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Add an exclamation mark.
What does U mean in physics? Is that like a coefficient of friction or something like that?
Mu is typically the coefficient of friction. Mu,
Why would they
the
take
Greek letter mu?
Mu is a stat.
Why are we bringing
letter.
Pokemon into this?
Congratulations to Evan's winning team. We've got K-Max, Father Evan, Classic Headquarters Wrangler, Relatable Python Representative, Kairos, and Relatable Possum Wrestler. Well done. All right. GG's, everybody. GG's. Oh, and we have a train. Look, it's the train.
Choo choo!
Train!
And look, nobody's
Where's
getting
K?
run over this time. Yay!
Yay!
We solved the trolley problem,
Somebody
guys.
get
Go, trolley
Oh.
problem.
Choo-choo, boys and girls.
Someone
Let's
plus
get this
one
train
right
rolling.
now. No,
Next week is going to be a wild week. Very excited for it. Good. All right. Chugga chugga choo choo. Excellent.
Oh, another history fun fact. Did you know that trains is part of the reason why Austria wasn't able to do well in World War One? Because they had multiple different rail gauges, so it made moving troops throughout the country difficult because they had to stop, unload the train, get back on a new one, and then chug along.
Also,
makes
slowed
sense,
the Union
except
down
that-
invading the South because the South
Would-
had different rail gauges than the North.
would that not have affected their front against Russia, which wasn't industrialized at that point?
Russia mobilized much quicker than Austria and Germany had expected.
Right, but
They were
don't
much more
really
industrial.
Okay.
Then they were
enough.
beginning to industrialize around that time. Like Austria and Germany wanted to mobilize quick enough to knock out France, and then Austria to like go in and hold off the Russians, right? But Austria mobilized so slowly because of the rail gauge issue
Right.
that Russia like was able to mobilize at the same speed with their just horse and carts.
We could talk about this in the after party.
Access history.
Join the after party
Yes.
for more of
Yes.
this.
Father Evan says next week will be perfectly normal with no weirdness. That's right. Next week is the beginning of the weekend for Father's Day. So we're going to bring on some special guests for Father's Day. That's right. For fathers. Father Mark, Father Evan, Father Augustine is coming back, and Father Z for the very first time. It should be a great
now
time.
next works.
Now, yeah, I listen. Sometimes, I've tried. I'm sorry.
No, I'm excited for the All Fathers
It'll
game.
be a
I
good
shouldn't take
show.
away from
I'm
that.
trying to get better. I hope you are ready to learn specifically about the Battle of Chippewa. Yes, thank you, Bob. I was just finished to add jealous Father's Day came up. Oh no. All right, excellent. Please do find these folks on various social medias. As you can tell, they are a hoot and a holler. You can find Evan on Discord mostly, and the Heart of the Jesus. He's you can find him around there though. And he hangs out in my channel. I'm very privileged. He's a great guy to talk to. So that's just a plug to follow me more. Good, excellent. Connor is on Twitter and in the Discord and might stream periodically coming up. So keep your eye right. Didn't you talk about that? Aren't you
I have
playing with that idea?
I've played with that idea a lot.
Oh, yes, yes.
I'm not committed
indeed.
to anything.
Right. So everyone follow him for peer pressure. Ben, every once in a while technically streams, but mostly he's in the Inkwells and Anvils Discord thing. That's the one.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, he's the published guy. Fancy.
And yes, I am getting published. Unfortunately, we don't have links to share right now. But there will be an ebook available on like Kindle and wherever you read your EPUBs. And you will also be able to buy a physical copy through Amazon or through Barnes and Noble. The title is There Be Dragons, published under Legend Fiction. My story's title is Mercy.
Excellent. He also sometimes streams, so you can give him a follow, but it's pretty rare. Bob also was thinking about streaming,
Thinking about it.
Thinking about
I do have a story that wasn't accepted to that very same thing that I might just read to y'all.
Yeah,
So,
he'll read you a reject
It's a
story.
decent story. Like it's
a
not
little
it's not a
rushed.
bad story.
It was crammed. The word
Yeah,
count was
no,
a
they
little
keep
low.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I mean, if you flesh it out though, and then read it.
I'll definitely flush it.
Yeah.
I want to hit it to 5,000 words. It's at 3,000.
You can also find him at Inkwells and Anvils. You can also find him on Twitter.
If I might, real quickly, I forgot to mention this to you.
Yeah, go
Equals
ahead.
and Anvils is starting a speaker series
Yes, and he's heading that up.
that I'm organizing.
Oh, like
So
public
join the
speaking?
Discord. We are doing several people were nominated to speak on different topics related to writing and publishing. And we're going to be running that hopefully starting next month.
That's really
Yeah, anyone
So,
interested
Hop
in
on.
writing or trying to learn to write anything at all, that Inkwell's and
We have
Anvil's
some
place to do it.
really good speakers. We got a couple already published. We got some people who are really good at their specific spots they got nominated for. I recommend hopping into the Discord for that.
Excellent. Wow, that's a good promo. All right, sweet. I will be there, sweet, Dog. Yeah, find the links. They should be down below. Excellent. Great. Well, that's all we got, I suppose. This has been a great episode. Thank you all very much for all of this. Yeah, and my mind is blanking. It's not supposed to blink right now. It's not allowed to till later. That's illegal.
Credits and sign off.
Yeah.
Theme?
Theme. I thought you were about to say something.
It took all four of us.
Yeah, we got there.
5 of us.
Theme, credits.
How many history nerds does it take to start theme?
We're talking about the present now. That's complicated. We've got some mods. Thank you for keeping us safe today. Urky, Faith Lube, Mr. Balloons, the bot. Thank you also to my patrons such as Kevin, Nick, Dan, Sebastian, Joseph, Majora, Stephen, Faith Lube, Jacob, Satsy, Kevin, Rainbow, Patrick, Ben, David, Stephen, Evan, Brenna, Sean, Adam, Edgar, and Matthew. Thank you guys for your support. I did nothing. I just got here. Well, you're in the credits. Well done, Faith Lube. And Chad, thanks for being here. I hope you had a great time, and I hope you come back next week. We'll see you then. Until then, God bless. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't say that. Wait, hold on.
You don't
That's
say
not, I
that.
don't say that. Hold on. That's not mine to say. Would you like to sign us off?
God bless and ciao.
Wow.
Beef beef.
But
何？お前はもう死んでいる。